Threescore and several years ago, a person was brought forward. That person would be me. It was with the idea that all things are not equal. It is with the idea that not everyone is a winner. It was with the idea that not everyone is a loser. And the best that we can hope for is to die in our sleep. With these truths being self-evident, I have a daydream. That daydream is to lead this nation, nay, this world, into a glorious future of mediocrity. A world where every household will have an endless supply of toilet paper, and where all of our Australian brothers and sisters will never be considered below us, even though they are down under. A world where our Canadian allies will never have to say, "I'm sorry," just for being Canadian, or to be ridiculed for not knowing that their bacon is just ground ham. A world where the British will never have to be reminded that they had to ask the Yanks, the Canucks, the Aussies, and the Kiwis to bail them out of not one, but two world wars. A world where the French will never have to speak French again, so that everyone can understand them when they say, "We don't surrender," and they can fight for their own freedom. I am Lloyd Mendenhall, the Grumpy Blogger, and I am running for president in 2020. And I approve this message. Well, hello everyone. So, I hope everybody's ready for a fun-filled evening of nothingness. Uh, I sent out invitations, and a few people have uh, gotten back with me, and hopefully we'll have more. But I do have my co-host tonight, not Mel. Mel called a little while ago and said that he would be running. Uh, yeah, we're there, Greg. He would be running late. He didn't even know if he's going to be able to watch the show tonight. So, anyways, but I have one of my favorite people in YouTube and a person that I'm a co-host with on Sundays on his show, and uh, none other than Mr. Art Carlson. Let me bring him in here. And
Yay!
there we go. All right. How you doing, Art?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. So, have you got any settlement on your car yet, or heard anything from them?
No, I haven't heard anything on my car, but I did upload a video today of my new Mavic Air 2.
I saw that and haven't had a chance to watch it. Well, I've been lazy. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I'm all fired up about the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 that I'll be able to download tonight at midnight. And I've been watching. It's been going across. I've been watching as it goes across the world. And started out early this morning. I woke up and started watching it as the guys in New Zealand and Australia got it, and then the guys in the UK got it. Now it's coming to us, coming to a computer near you. But anyways, before I go too far into that, let me do a shout out of everybody that's here. I better put on my glasses, and there we go.
Oh, don't forget, your show is sponsored by Prevagen.
Yes, it should be. Okay, who we got here? We got Agent K was the first thumbs up and the first one in. We have a Drone Shots, Jody. We have Jaybird Drone, Captain Ray Kelly, Recovery Drone, Recovery One Drone. That's Dre. I think I got that right. Right? Yeah. Okay. And let's see, Jaybird, you're here. Who else we got?
Mack.
Steve Mack, Jeff Ellenberger,
Steve Carpenter.
Yep. And that looks like have we missed anybody? Oh, Rick Albert. Oh, you came in. Yeah. But Greg is here.
Yeah, Greg.
Or he's in the chat. Yeah. So let's see, Rick Albert. All right. Okay. I think we've covered everybody that's here tonight. So
awesome.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Ron Lockwood for this really fantastic hat. This came from
a nice hat.
It is a nice hat. He got it for me. He sent it to me from Sturgis. He bought it during Sturgis and sent it to me. And man, have you watched any of the videos on the Antifa fellas?
I only saw that one that I posted. I haven't seen the extended version. There is an extended version that's like 28 minutes long.
Yeah, I watched that one. Oh, Mitch, old guy in a drone. Oh my God, Mitch, I forgot to say hi to him. And I saw him in earlier, and I just Robert Glazier. All right, welcome. So, all right, we've got a pretty good crowd going. Yeah. But that was I saw the 28-minute one you're talking about, which is basically the same version of the short one. Yeah. Right, shorter. And they had one with audio, one without. But today I saw one that was right over where the guy with the purple hair kicked the bike. It was a shot of him doing it. It was right down where it actually started.
Oh my.
And it wasn't, the bikers started to go out there, and the police just held up their hands, and two guys grabbed the guy, and he started struggling, and about 6, 7, 8 cops just dropped onto him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
They got him down and then picked him up and
weren't
marched him
around either.
Yeah, and the crowd cheered. I mean, those bikes are expensive. They don't need to be kicked. Okay, you have a right to protest if that's what you choose to do, but the attitude, and it's just I don't care. I'm not going to go to a bike. I don't care if a biker rally. I don't care if I'm best friends with the president of the Hells Angels. I'm not kicking somebody's motorcycle.
Yep,
into conversation.
Yep, that's
just not wise.
Instant ass whooping. Right
yes.
There. Hey, also, we gotta say hello to Glenn. Thunderbird Sixes.
Yep. And Mel called me about an hour and a half ago, and he was still up in the top. He was way out of town. He didn't even know if he's going to get in time to actually watch the show, let alone be in. So he says, "But you got your backup co-host," and I said, "Yeah." So yeah, and I invited a couple other people along. By the way, Mitch. Is Mitch in here? I thought I saw his name pop up.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Mitch, you need to reach out to Greg at Oz by Drone, because he would like to have you on as a guest to talk about some FPV stuff. So,
did you see his maiden flight of that winged aircraft?
No, I saw it pop up.
It's cool.
Is it? Okay.
It's that great big thing that he was working on.
Oh, yes. I've been wanting to see that. Yeah.
It looks really cool. And the FPV, you see the flight through the goggle, and then he's got kind of like a split screen.
I was just reading his vote for me and Jim got lost in the mail. I expect that. I do. I expect a lot to get lost in the mail.
Well, about the only state that does it right is Colorado. We've been doing it for years and never had a problem with it.
Well, I'm old fashioned. I like to go in and, put my little check mark in there and feed it into the machine and watch it chew it up. And I don't honestly think they're just shredders. I think then they just flip coins. Okay, who's going to win this year?
Yep.
Well, it looked like my shredder under my desk, a few more lights.
Well, I remember the old voting machines where you walk in and the curtain closes.
Around you.
You got the levers where you could do each individual candidate, or you could just vote straight ticket and just click and go. And then once you're all done, you got the handle. You pull back and the curtain opens up, and that
registered your votes.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's first election I voted in was like that, So yeah, that was, that's the way Colorado used to always have them. And I kind of like those. When I moved to Oklahoma, also we got Thomas Ariels, Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk, and Jim Help at Home just jumped on.
Oh, hey, Jim.
And glad to see him on here. And but yeah, that was the old day. I was really disappointed when I moved out here to Oklahoma, and they had these big paper ballots, and they had the arrow at the one end and then the point at the other, and then you drew a marker through it to fill it in. Yeah, it's like
that's how it was for a while, and then they did it electronically after that. Before we went to all mail voting here, we had poll places where they had the electronic ballots, and those were interesting. But who was your first president you voted for?
Let me think.
Millard Fillmore?
No, I think it was after him.
Oh, okay.
I know
mine was Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan? No. I voted for long before that.
Eugene Debs.
Yeah. About 1920, I voted for Eugene Victor Debs. Yeah, he was the guy I voted for. Now I wouldn't vote for him because he was a socialist. No, it must have been. Let's see,
It was
72.
probably Ford or
No.
Nixon.
It was either Nixon or I think it was Nixon. Yeah, the last time he ran.
I am not a crook.
Then I voted for Ford, and he lost to Jimmy Carter, and I served under Jimmy Carter. And let me tell you,
Carter. Thank you very much.
That was the Russians, if they had wanted to in 77 when they were fighting over the budget in October 77, they could have walked over us. They could have taken us over right there because we couldn't even generate in the whole Air Force a full squadron of flyable aircraft without.
Well, you got to remember they had their Vietnam going. It's called Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, yeah, that's what saved us from them worrying about. They were worried about Afghanistan and left us alone. Yeah, but that was bad under his budgetary leadership and the way he dealt with them. He's a nice guy. Okay, there's nothing wrong with him as a nice guy, but he had no clue what he was doing. And
he was a good governor of Georgia.
Yes,
and that's about it. And he was just too naive. He was incompetent. Where Obama was way off. And here we are. We're turning this into a political show.
And I wasn't going to do that.
I know Mitch is like going, I'm unsubscribing. I'm leaving. I don't need this crap.
Yeah. I just looked down there and popped up and said, somebody, and my son is playing Grand Theft Auto right now. I've got the Steam app on here. I'm anxiously awaiting the flight simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
Cool.
If it is even half as good as what I'm seeing, I'm going to be happy.
Okay.
This is where I started out on in the internet. I started. I started flying back in '97.
Right.
Actually, I started before that. I started. When I do Falcon 4.0, I think was my first one, and then I went to. I don't know if I did FS-95 or FS-98, which was FS-98 was the first big thing that come out. And so, and I did that, and I started my first flight sim group in 97. And so I must have been doing 95. And Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk there, he joined in 99, so I've known him since 99.
Oh, boy.
And that group is still going fairly, but I'm going to be doing a bunch of updating, so I'm also going to be doing some videos and some live streams with me flying the flight simulator.
There you go.
Because it's where I started down this whole path, and then I got away from it, got into first-person shooters, and we just, and so I'm looking forward to doing that again because there's some really, really awesome things on that new flight simulator. So, and they have a drone effect where you can actually hook up a controller, sort of like you would use with the
Velocidrone,
Well. Actually, you hook up the controller.
Your
game
flight controller. Yeah.
Yeah. 21 years later, we're still married. Yes, seems like it. Yeah. We've been friends that long, and but yeah, it's with this drone effect, you can actually be flying, set everything up, and then you can go to the drone view. And use like you do with the Tello, the little game controller.
Oh yeah.
PlayStation 4 or Xbox game controller, and you can fly around the outside. You can circle around the outside, or you can go around the airport and do it. And because it's so photorealistic, there's places there. Denver International is one of the airports they've done some extensive work on to really do.
Wow,
So
sounds like fun.
Yeah, keeps me off the streets and out of the bars.
There you go. That's good. That's good. Yep.
But yeah, so I don't want to forget, because after my show is
Drone Nation.
Drone Nations,
formerly
known as
Nation.
Zone. Yeah. I think you can only change your name like once every 90 days, every 3 months.
Well, I noticed Agent K changed his name.
He dropped the
video.
Yeah.
That was in Cyrillic.
Cyrillic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't have Cyrillic on my keyboard, or on my iPad, which is where I'm normally talking to everybody. There he is, right there, Drone Nation.
There, hey Ron.
There's Ron right there. Yeah. So, but yeah, I was hoping some of the other guys would come in. I sent out some invitations. If anybody would like to come in just to kill some time this evening, I'll send them a link if I have them on my messenger, which I should. And but yeah, I'm just I didn't have anything planned tonight. I was going to talk a lot about the flight sim, which I know this group is more about drones, but
well, I think we're open-minded. We're into flying. I mean, because some of us fly RC planes, some of us do drones, some of us do FPV. I mean, this is a diverse group that we have in here.
Yeah, hang on a second.
I started off in control line airplanes.
Right.
And I started off with what was that? The COTS PT-19.
Right.
Yeah, that was a plastic airplane that was virtually indestructible. And I bought that. Mostly my dad flew it because, I couldn't, at the time, I couldn't stand very long by myself. And he flew that a few times. And then I built one of those, what they call profile balsa wood planes, where it's just a plank of balsa wood in the shape of a World War II fighter. And I had the P-40 Warhawk. And I had that all painted. I painted it in flat colors to be true to the period. So I got that all up, and I had the COTS 049 engine on it. And one of my buddies from down the street, he got the engine going. I was flying it in my backyard, and I'm going around in circles, and I'm starting to get a little cocky, going up and down. And then I got too cocky, and then it went straight up and then straight down right behind me. And that thing, the engine split the body right in half.
Oh man, you mean it just split it right down the body?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I see Chris Hope has joined the chat. And
he's got your tip jar there, your Streamlabs tip jar, which is cool.
And I wanted to give a shout out because I forgot to do this. Rodney Bell, a couple of weeks ago after the show, he put something in the tip jar and it came through, and I meant to thank him for that and let him know I really appreciated that. So, it kind of helps me when I'm doing upgrades to my system or coming up with new software and new features. And, because I use the paid version of StreamYards just because it gives me, I just like that it gives me,
more. You could put your own little badge up in the corner.
And I can do all that.
Do your own background. I'm cheap.
Well,
I got to get a car. That's what I got to do.
Well, that's true too.
Still waiting for the flipping.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts. I got the rental car, and I'm like, wonder when the insurance company wants me to turn it back.
There he is. There is the old guy himself.
Hey, guys.
Mitch, how you doing?
All right, man. How you doing, Lloyd? Art, the usual suspects are all here, I see.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I wanted to say, great flying, Mitch. That
well, thank you.
Flying wing of yours, that is a cool plane.
Oh, that thing exceeded my expectations. It was very,
very
I
could
smooth.
hear it in your voice going, yeah.
Very smooth and very fast, and that was just the maiden flight. So
I'm going to have to go back and watch that. I saw it pop up, but I'm a former gamer, flight simmer and all that, and I'm just excited because something new is coming along, or something old that is something new. I mean, you got to think, we've been waiting on this. The last one they put out, Flight Simulator X, came out in 2006. That was 14 years ago. They did an update in 2014, which was still 6 years ago. And it wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't much different than the one we already had. So this is something, exciting from my point of view.
Oh, I understand. I've been following and watching the videos on things. I think it's absolute. I'll kick myself for doing it because it's like I got all kinds of extra time now playing flight simulator. But I'm such an obsessive person. It takes everything to the nth degree that if I'm not careful, I'll be building one of those Airbus A380 cockpit replicas in your
chair. No, yeah. Well, I've got a really nice controller. I've got it's put out by Thrustmaster. It's the HOTAS, which I couldn't ever remember what HOTAS stood for, but it stands for hands-on throttle and stick, which means you can fly. Okay. Everything is at your fingertips. You don't have to be looking and clicking. You can set it up to where, and they started using those in the, I think the F-14s and the A-10s, or F-15s and A-10s, and they come up with that. So they use their heads-up display and their helmet controls, and you got everything. So they can concentrate on what they're doing rather than trying to find, now where's that button to arm my bombs? And it's a military design, but I've got one that, and mine actually, the controller separates from the throttle, so I can set throttle on my right or left side, and the controller on my right side or in the center here. I got to do some more cleaning on my desk before I can do my
There you go.
Well, man, I got to tell you, Lloyd, this is the most excited I've ever seen you about anything.
I know I don't usually get this excited, but kudos to my son Patrick. He bought it for me, and he bought me the deluxe premium, so I get all the bells and whistles
all
with
the
it.
Airports. So you get all the airports. Yeah.
So,
but I can't believe that it's only like $69 for the basic one or something. And you get all the airports you could ever want. I mean, you got all the airports. You just don't have the hand done airports with all the trucks moving and the people walking. Right.
Yeah, and they've got some extra aircraft. And what I saw yesterday, they're talking about there's going to be military aircraft, which is put out by DCS, which is a
cool,
great graphics designer, a third party, and they're going to be part. They don't know if they're going to be in September. They're supposed to be kicking some more things in, so it'll be an update.
Cool.
And whether they'll be with the Premiere Pro or the Premium Deluxe, Premium Deluxe package, which is what I've got. So, and we've got another one of our
all right,
usual lineup.
Let's have hope with Chris.
Hi,
Chris.
Art.
How you doing?
How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
Hey, Lloyd, does that program, how many foreign airports does it have?
Quite a few.
It has every airport in the world, but not all of them are the hand designed. The hand designed, I think when you get the Premium Deluxe, you get like 12 or 14.
I wonder if you got Manila.
Oh, yeah.
That would be NAIA.
Yeah, as a hand designed one.
It's a hand design. I don't know if they have that or not. I don't know.
No, they're going to be.
I know that they've got one in Germany. They have London or Heathrow. They have Denver International. I think they have the one in New York.
Japan.
I think so. I don't know all of them because, and I won't. I can tell you a lot more tomorrow because I'll be looking at all of them.
Then there's Kimpo.
Yeah,
I've been there.
I know that. Yeah, there's about, I think there's about 12 of the hand design. But the thing is about it is what they've done is they're using, everything is generated off of Bing Maps, and they've actually got some areas you fly through. They've got photographs, so when you're flying over it, you're looking down, you're seeing photorealism. And when you get down close, it might be a little, but they've always had good graphics. I mean, for years they have. So, but yeah, I am kind of excited about it.
This is X-Flying. We're getting lowered.
Here's a list. Here's a list of the airports.
Flight Simulator 2020.
Yeah,
the flight sim, the flight sims. See it, Lloyd?
Yeah, I see it. Let me put you in the solo.
There we go.
Aspen.
Oh, Aspen. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Chugal, Sorvachet, Donegal, Entebbe, Portugal, Gibraltar, in UK, Innsbruck Airport, Los Angeles.
LAX.
One in Nepal, which is probably outrageous because it's probably up in the mountains.
Oh, if that's a
Alaska, John F. Kennedy, Orlando International, and Paris de Gaulle, and these are all the ones in the standard version. Yeah. And then additional airports for the deluxe and premium edition. So it's absolutely friggin' incredible. Look at this.
Yes.
So I mean, you get all the blue, the gray, and the orange in all the editions.
Right. In those editions,
you get these extra 6 in the second level, and you get these extra 5 or 6 in the final level.
Yeah.
Cool.
The basic level still gives you enough to keep you busy at least 26 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can make me small now.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to keep me busy for a while. Plus,
cool.
With my flight sim group, I was able to download all the information onto it so I have all of my list of airports, all the military bases, the naval air stations, the marine air stations, all around the world. But there is, back in Flight Simulator 4, or 2004, the 100th anniversary of flight, there was this one. It was out in the middle of the desert, like somewhere out of Afghanistan or maybe Iraq. They put it in that edition, but they took it out later in the Flight Simulator 10. This thing was like 12,000 foot above the desert floor. And you had mountaintop on this side and several thousand foot drop on the other side. And it was only like a 1,300 foot runway. So it was short. And you had to, you could try and come in from the cliffs, but if you weren't high enough and you just didn't, you'd slam into the wall. So you came in over the top of that one hill, but you had to just flare out and set it down hard.
Yeah.
And you know what they do? These guys are making tons of videos that you see on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Using the flight simulator, and what they try to do is they try to do outrageous things like land 747s on an aircraft carrier, or land an A380 in one of those tiny little resort airstrips that's 2,000 feet long in the Caribbean.
Grant can tell you, we have both, maybe he needs to put it up there. I can't remember if it was the C-17 or the C-5. We landed on aircraft carriers.
Wow.
That's
they try to land them on city streets and see what happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I like flying the helicopters the best, though. That was always the thing that I liked. But yeah, we'd bring those C-17s across. I can't remember now because those were C-5s. I think we were landing on that one way up in the mountain, and it's really like that one out of Nepal. There's the one in Nepal. You come in, and it's the jumping off point for when they get ready to go up to Mount Everest,
Right.
They come in, there's only certain times of day, and they come in, they circle, and they turn around and go right back out. That's, they drop people off, and they've got a circle drive, and it's not much, they use them little two-engine turboprop. I can't remember what they are now. But, yeah, and that's a fun one to fly into.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you turn on all of the crash detection, the photorealism.
Make it look real.
We're probably all going to end up with that. I bet there's going to be a gazillion live streams. Up once everybody gets their hands on this thing.
Well, they've been running almost 24 hours now, a live stream from one side to the other.
Cool.
So yeah. But JSK Enterprises, welcome. Okay, let's look and see if. All right. So
Grant says it was C-17.
C-17s. Okay, thank you, Grant. Yeah.
Big plane.
That was.
How did it not hit the island as it landed?
Well, that's the beauty of having a flight simulator. You can basically take out the island completely and then hit the reset button.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying that I didn't drop it in the like land on a C-17 on an aircraft carrier. I dropped it in the water a lot before I finally got it down. Because you come in and there's no tail hook on those things. Some of them had tail hooks in the arrestor so that they'd actually catch, but the ones we had, we'd come in and you just go thunk. And because if you didn't have crash reset, what it would do is it just keep resetting. You pop up out of the water and back down again. And you just have to reset the whole flight to do it again. But yeah, we had some fun times. But that's how I got started, doing internet stuff, back. So I'm going back to my roots, sort of.
There you go.
And I don't have to charge the batteries either.
No.
No.
Or get in your car and drive anywhere.
That's right.
There's a flat sim on Google Earth, right?
I just noticed that Xeno Nation has now broken the record for the longest channel name on all of YouTube.
I think so.
And, I spend a lot of time sitting outside watching it on my patio, where if I have to type somebody's name, I have to do it on my cell phone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, there's no chance of that. So if I ever say hello to you from my cell phone, it's going to be DN.
Yeah.
Drone Nation, okay?
Yeah.
That's who it is.
Yeah.
Hi,
Because,
DN.
I'm sure that once everybody gets used to it, he's just going to drop it to Drone Nation, but you have to wait. Thomas said he had Flight Simulator X, but his PC was not great back. Yeah, and it's going to take quite a PC to run this thing. I don't know if I'll be able to run it maxed out or not.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to try it.
I just looked. My laptop won't run it.
Your laptop won't run it? Yeah. Even a minimum?
No, I don't think so, Lloyd.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky. When I bought this, I actually made this into a gaming system. Well, I bought it as a gaming system, and it was actually, I've got the Ryzen 7, and I got the AMD, is it there? Radeon? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the 580 or X580, whatever it is. So I've got it set up. Mitch,
what do you type to go look and see what you got on your computer system?
I think so.
So long. You can right click on this PC and go down to properties, and it'll tell you.
Yeah.
See, I've got. It sounds like I got the same system that you do. I've got an AMD Ryzen 2700X.
Right.
Core.
Yep. That's what I've got.
Believe it or not, I only have 16 gigs of RAM in this machine.
That's all I've got in mine too.
Yeah, we probably have the same Dell, as a matter of fact.
Oh, do you have the Inspiron gaming?
Yeah, I do.
That's the one I've got.
Yeah, we probably have exactly the same computer.
Same exact thing. Yeah. Yep.
And it's all the computer I need. I kept thinking about upping it to 32 gigs of RAM, but I never have a problem, and I do all the streaming. I'm running OBS and all these open windows and everything, and it works fine. So you know what I say, Lloyd, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, that's me. The only thing I was thinking about doing is it came with a 256 M.2 boot drive. Right. And I was thinking about adding another M.2 because there's supposed to be 2 slots, and I looked up and found the specs.
I think there are. But I installed a 1 terabyte solid state drive in as an E drive. It had, and I think I got a couple terabyte hard drive internal, and then a 10 terabyte external. So I got more drives than I can keep track of on this.
Well, I got most of my external stuff on my NAS server, but was thinking just getting just a 256 M2 drive on it to put just the flight simulator on.
Because that'd be as fast as it could possibly be when you put those M2 drives on. They're almost as fast as system memory.
Yeah. So that's
I like Grant's. There's no way my old coal burning, steam powered PC will run the new flight sim.
Yeah.
No, but it'll run Steam Locomotive Simulator. It'll run that fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially being a coal burner. Yeah. Grant's got a stack of computers in his house. He just hasn't updated some of them.
So he's a hoarder.
He's a hoarder. Yeah. But we have a friend that works in the computer industry, and whenever they go into a company and
buy up all their systems,
all their stuff, and then they go in and put their own systems in. So some of that stuff fairly new, but it's not compatible with what they want to do. So they have to do something with it, and
turn them into multi-centers.
Drone Nation wants to know, will that edit the 8K video from the Autel 2?
Probably. It would be tough.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah. Even 4K, if you're trying to scrub it and, move the thing back and forth, and expect the preview to keep up with it, you have a hard time even with 4K. Right. So if you're going to do any of these huge files, just create proxy files. I know that Premiere Pro does it. Most editors will allow you to create proxy files, and proxy files are basically just low resolution versions of the same file. And when you're working in the editor, you're working on the low resolution files. You're working on maybe 720p, and it really doesn't matter. Now, the preview you get in your preview window is not going to be 4K, but what you're creating when you render. When you create a video in a video editor, you're not touching the files at all. You're not chopping. When you put a file on your timeline and you cut it up, you're not cutting up any files. You are just creating a set of instructions for the renderer to go to file such and such, start at frame such and such, go to frame such and such, apply this to it, apply that to it, apply the other thing to it, apply the other thing to it, apply the color rendering to it, zoom in, zoom out, position, whatever. And when you do that on the proxy files, that same set of instructions is then applied during rendering to the high definition file. And you end up with the finished product in high definition. But while you're busy working on it, you don't have that overhead on your computer of having to deal with huge frames every time you want to scrub up and down.
That just bogs it down. I do want to answer Robert Glazier. Yes, Flight Simulator, the new Flight Simulator is on Xbox. That's something else too. The guys, you can do multiplayer, and I'm on my PC, and let's say, Chris, you're on an Xbox. We can fly together.
Okay. I'm going to go look it up.
Cross-platform. Yeah, they've set it up to... Matter of fact, guys, we're doing that today. And as far as I know, tonight at midnight, my time, which is Central Time, it Hello, Brent Nunley. And
Hey,
but yeah,
Brett.
it's comes out tonight at midnight.
And you're going to be waiting up, aren't you? Sitting at your computer.
Oh hell
with your,
yes!
With your hand on the mouse on the down
I've been checking it all day just to see if they will release it early. Sorry, bastards. Anyways, my son, he's worse than I am. He took off a half a day of vacation, so he's going to start it before he goes to work in the morning, because he goes in about 4 o'clock. So he's going to start it sometime right after he gets up and starts his coffee. He's going to start the download. So when he gets home at noon, he can start flying.
Well, the good news is, Lloyd, is that at least you know they can't run out of it. They can't run out of stock. Yeah.
Well, they are selling it on disc, but it takes 10 CDs.
Ooh.
To install that.
Yeah, with the high speed internet the way it is, you download it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well,
you just download the ISO file and then convert it, and then
But most of the stuff when you're actually using it, most of the data is going to be streamed to you live, real time on the internet anyway.
Right, because
you're
that's
not housing all that. There's terabytes and terabytes of data in this.
Yeah, because it's basically made to run on a game platform, where everything's out. Sort of like we're doing with StreamYards here. This isn't eating up my bandwidth.
Well, you do it with Google Maps all the time. When you use Google Maps, it's always going out to the internet to fill in the maps.
One of the interesting things about it, if you set it up the way, if you want to, where you have real-time flying, you are actually, let's say I'm flying from Tulsa International to Denver, and I click on live flying only. What that will do is it will bring in all live flights into my map system. Ooh. And they're not talking about live simulator flights.
No, the real.
They're talking about
ADS
the real
data.
world flights, and they'll be populated into the game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And those pilots who are flying those real world flights can sleep easy knowing that there's no way you can actually crash into them.
Speaking of crashing, and being we're talking about flying and drones, did you hear about the drone at with Air Force One?
No.
Yesterday, as he was coming into or sometime
Andrews?
Andrews, they looked at one of the reporters were looking out the window and saw a drone, and there was a drone came very close to Air Force One yesterday. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. What kind of was it a consumer level drone or a?
I assume it probably was. I don't know how. If
it was probably a plastic bag.
Yeah, but so many people had talked about it. It was, it was. They were pretty sure it was a drone on this because they're looking for whoever, if it was there. But
the odds of a drone taking down a 747 are
yeah.
I mean, it's an annoyance. How have you ever seen him test these jet engines?
Oh yeah, they'll throw stuff in there.
The crap that they throw into those things when they're running full blast, that they'll just chew up and spit out the backside.
Oh yeah. Greg is the one who Oz by Drone sent me the link today, and I meant to actually have it on here. And but yeah, it was. I can't remember if Greg is still listening. He's probably driving, so he can't do it. So, but if he's still listening, well, maybe. Hang on a second.
I did respond to his Lloyd. I did respond to his email about next week. So. Good. Yeah, because that live flying, that's something we can, he can. Greg. Yeah, the only problem is when his show is on, it's dark here. So if I'm going to do any live flying, it's going to have to be inside the house, which gets boring after you've seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
There he goes around the same table again. There he goes under the same chair again. There he goes.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, did you hear somebody shot at one of the
that's the link to that story.
Helicopter?
They shot at one of the presidential helicopters?
Yeah, that was, about a week or so ago?
Okay.
Yeah, one of the helicopters going into Andrews was shot at, and I think somebody got injured.
I think I remember seeing something about that now.
Yeah. I would have seen it if I watched the news anymore, but I am so I'm so tired of hearing about this crap that I just tuned it out.
Oops. This Mel is calling.
I do watch some of it though, and it is so disturbing that I just don't. There's nothing I can do about it other than tell everybody I know how to vote, and they don't want to hear it from me anyway.
Yeah. That's it.
And when we all get together and talk, we're all preaching to the choir. We're certainly not
exactly.
We're not changing any minds.
No. And but I think when that came in.
So all we can do is sit here and point out the stupidity, and most of us are trying to forget, just avoid it and get on and just live life.
Oh, there we go. Hang on a second. What?
So Art, I saw you flew your Mavic Air 2. A very successful video. It looked good. The video from it looked good.
I was really impressed with the camera. The video quality is just outstanding. I mean,
DJI has always had great cameras. I mean, even their consumer grade stuff. Even the Spark had a good camera that took good videos.
I flew it in 4K with the HMR, and that's why the greens really pop out, and the blues, and it was a really hazy day where you couldn't see the mountains.
Smoke. You couldn't see the mountains. That's something.
Mel?
Because of the wildfires up in the mountains. But today it was much better. At least you could see the foothills today, and it wasn't as smoky, and you couldn't smell the smoke. Where yesterday you walk outside and you go, smells like something's burning, like somebody's burning. Somebody's got a fire in the fireplace or something. That kind of.
We had that here in Florida. Whenever we get the wildfires in '98, half the state burned up. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Chris, I wanted to compliment you on your flight on Greg's show last week. That was fabulous.
That was a nice flight. That was really good.
It's hard getting started, but once I get started, it's kind of like talking on Sunday mornings. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I know there's a big delay, and I can't hear what y'all are asking in the background.
Well, that's the problem when you do it that way. Is you have to, at least with StreamYards, we have direct communication with each other at the instant that the stream is created, and the delay is only on the YouTube side. But when you're trying to do it with Greg, you have to hear everything on the YouTube side with sometimes up to 30-second delay from Australia. So
it took me forever to get the key because I was having to type it by hand because I couldn't right click copy it, and I put a in there.
You there
by accident, and Brad Austin. He texted me that, and that's how I finally got in.
Yeah. There you go.
But that's the third.
Okay, you're on speaker, Mel.
Okay. How you doing, Lloyd?
I'm doing good.
Hiya, Mel.
I am beat up from the seat up, but I just wanted to call in real quick and say hello to everybody.
Hello, Mel.
I want to share something with everybody.
Okay. What's that?
I would like... Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I would like everyone to pick up their cell phone, go to settings, maybe not Apple guys, but Android guys for sure. Go to settings, scroll down to Google, and tap the Google icon in your settings section.
Right.
And see what the first thing that pops up on that page is.
Oh, it's probably the tracer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think I saw something about that. Yeah. I don't know if Apple's going to do that or not.
don't have Google on my Apple phone.
I don't know if the Apples do it or not, but
well, I got a thing. COVID. It says COVID-19 exposure notifications, and I've got it turned off. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I have mine turned off.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Mitch says he has it, and he has it turned off. So
that's right. Yes.
Yeah, mine's off as well.
Everybody's saying don't turn it on yet. But
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I've got Google Maps. I got Google Duo, Google Home, and that's all the Google stuff I've got.
Should be just under the Google tab itself.
Yep.
It is. It was the first thing. It was the first thing on the top of the
Is that
list.
on an Android, Mitch?
Yep.
Android. It's on Android.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not that way on Apple.
It's on.
Well, it's because Google
Android.
doesn't own Apple.
Android.
Not yet, anyway.
But here's
Exactly.
the thing. I have not done an update to add that to my phone.
Oh, yeah.
That was added to my phone without my knowledge.
Okay.
Well, of course.
Of course.
They do a lot of things without your knowledge or permission.
Mitch says, of course, they do a lot of things without your knowledge.
They're Google. They can do anything.
They're Google. They can do anything.
We have ways of making you talk.
I
Right.
just wanted to let everybody know that they're starting to put that on your phones now.
Oh, wonderful.
They've been doing that for several months. Yeah.
They've been doing it for several months, Art says.
Yep.
That's why I use Apple.
They're worse. What are you talking about?
Well, they're going to do it to Apple too. I
No,
promise.
yeah.
Probably already have.
Anyway, because I missed the show tonight, I just got home from work about 10 minutes ago.
Okay. All right.
I just wanted to call in and pull a Greg on you and say, hey.
All right. Yeah. It
you
took
go.
us a minute or two to get it all fired up, but once I got it fired up, I figured out what I was doing wrong. So, all right, Mel. Well, thanks for that, and thanks for the update, and thanks for the information. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So, and
Just for those that may not have known about it yet.
right. Well, I didn't,
Anyway.
of course. All right.
All right.
You have a good one, Mel.
See you later.
All right. Later.
Good night, everybody.
Later,
Good
Mel.
night, Mel.
Mel.
All right. Okay. That was my call in because, it's not on mine either, Robert. He says it's not on. He says it's not on his Apple. It's not on mine either. So
I don't know what it's for. It just says COVID-19 notifications. So what is it? What is it? Even if you turn it on, what is it supposed to do? Is
It's
it
tracing.
supposed to?
it's supposed to.
What, it sounds like it says notifications. It's supposed to tell you when you get within 6 feet of somebody else.
Yeah.
It comes on and says you're within 6 feet of something. That's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah. Well, what they're doing in Australia is they've got a COVID-19 app, and if you're in a restaurant and let's say you become COVID positive, you click in there and say, "Yep, I'm COVID-19 positive," and then everybody will everybody's around you will say, "Oh, yeah, can't sit next to that guy because it just came up on my app. He's got the
he's got
the
COVID.
snots." Yeah, exactly.
No, COVID. Get away from me.
Before I go any further, I want to do a couple of housekeeping things, and don't forget, when I hit 800, if I hit 800 someday, I have this. I will be giving away. It comes with the controller, which is this controller, and it's a Fly Sky, I believe.
Yep.
And also, in my store, I have the Grumpy Vlogger mugs, the Grumpy Vlogger. That is the trucker's hat. This is the back of it. I've got that one, that's the back of that. That's the dad hat. And then I've got, this is the right-sided pocket for the conservatives, and there's the wrinkled left-sided shirt for the
Selling
liberals.
many of them, are you, Lloyd?
I haven't looked in a while to see. Let me get off of this. Let me go back to this again. There we go. Yeah. I think I've sold a few of the liberal ones, but
Really? They probably didn't know it was a liberal one as well.
Yeah, well. Hey, it was a screw up when I put it up there because most everybody has their logos on their left side, And I didn't think when I put it up there, I didn't look at it because you're designing everything backwards on the screen. So when I realized what I did, I said, well, I better put one for people that want it on the other side. And I did. And, so I thought, oh, good. I got a right and a left, conservative and liberal shirts.
You're ambidextrous.
That's right. And at least I try to, there you go. I try to cover everybody, make sure that nobody can be totally offended. Everybody's going to be offended by me, but, I try to offend equally.
I've always been that way. I've always said I am totally without prejudice. I hate everybody equally.
Yes, exactly. That's me too.
Wiggle.
That's why Walter is my hero. And there you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If Walter had a beard, you and him would look a lot alike.
Well, that's why my son bought this thing for me. We both like Walter, and he said he reminds me of him. And he's got the same damn hairline as me.
Same hairline. Yeah.
And the same nose too.
You can take a Sharpie and give him a beard.
Yeah.
I have two sculptures here on my desk. Like that's one of them, and this is the other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a garden. That's a Trump garden gnome.
Garden gnome. Oh yeah.
And
gotta have garden gnomes in Florida.
It says, "Make your garden great again."
There you go. Yeah. And I do like this hat. Ron Lockwood sent this to me, and I wore it the first time on the show. It was on Art Show yesterday, and then on Mel's, but I wanted to wear it on mine. And yesterday I didn't wear it out. I just wore my grumpy vlogger hat. But today I wore it out. And, people they didn't even look at it. They're just like, in Oklahoma, it's not a big deal, And, but yeah. Anyways, wow. I cannot believe we have wasted an hour, and Ron Brown will be coming on at the top of the hour. So, Mitch, Chris, and Art, I really appreciate you guys coming in. And
our pleasure. Always fun.
Mitch.
You too, Art. Just take it easy.
Yeah. And like I always say to everybody, let's try to make it a nicer world. Let's try to be nice to each other. Let's stop the hatred stuff. That's just getting old. And Mitch, what have you got coming up on your channel? I'll let you.
Okay. Well, over here on my build table, I'm going to do this live build of a Cinewhoop. One of the new Cinewhoops with the shrouds and all that.
Oh,
I thought what I do, rather than bore everybody with 2 hours of screwing motors on the frame and all that, this is what I was doing when you came on, which is why I was sitting right here at my desk. I was recording that, and I'm going to play it in like 30 times speed.
Well, there
in the beginning of my live stream build, say, okay, guys, let's take a minute or two and get this 2 hours worth of boring crap out of the way, and get to the meat of wiring it and soldering and all that other stuff. So that's what I got coming up. I'm planning one day. I don't know the time yet. Maybe this week I'll do a live build. It'll probably take 2-3 hours, and we'll build the whole drone up. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. And Chris, what do you got going on?
Just trying to enjoy the cool spell we got yesterday.
Yeah.
What's that?
It was only 90 today instead of 103 or 4.
Yeah, that's about. I just got the notification. Drone Nation is starting as we speak. So,
you guys have.
But I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, Mitch and Chris.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys coming in, and I will catch you guys. And Art, you're always welcome here, and I always enjoy having you. And
I always have a blast with you.
Oh yeah. I kind of got carried away, but I'm passionate about this new game, so it's that's why I'm a blogger. I can talk about anything. I'm not pinned down to just drones. And
I'll be talking about the Mavic Air 2 on on my show Saturday.
Okay,
so,
I'll try and catch it. You know how I am about Saturdays. That's the one day I kind of out of the weekend I just take and chill with Judy on watching what she wants to watch. But I want to thank each and every one of you for coming in. And Art, I want to thank you, and I want to thank Mel for the phone call, letting us know about that, about the Google COVID app. You know. And with that said and done, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. Art, I will catch you sometime this week. I'm sure I'll see you in the chat somewhere.
Okay.
So,
all right. Take care. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to put me on full screen. And there we go. I'm on full screen. Guys, I will start the end timer, and I'll have a word or two to say at the end. But here we go. Don't forget, Drone Nation is live now. All right, here we go. All right, everyone. Let me turn this down. I was watching Ron over on the other Ron and them, but remember, guys, you could have been anywhere, and I understand that, and I thank each and every one of you for being here. Remember what I always say: treat each other better than you would treat yourself. Let's be nice to each other. Stop the madness. All lives matters, and God bless the USA. I'm the Grumpy Vlogger, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye for now. Well, I say that. Let's see. Okay. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining tonight. So, y'all take care. Bye-bye.